Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Michael's Munchies. Today, we're going to be cooking 3 different types of shrimp and pork dumplings. So, first step, we're going to prep some of our ingredients. So, I have here some dried shiitake mushrooms that I'm just pouring some boiling water over. Rehydrate those, and then I have some Napa cabbage that we're going to be washing. You have to be careful with dirt in cabbage, so you can see I peeled off some leaves and I'm going to thoroughly wash these. Then I've got some green scallions and some chili peppers. Now, I like to test out the chili peppers before I put them in the dish, see how spicy they were. And you can see on my face, they were pretty spicy. We are then gonna chop all these ingredients pretty finely. Remember, these are going in some dumplings, so you don't want too big, you don't want a big chunk of cabbage or a big old mushroom in one bite. You want everything pretty finely chopped. And now I have a big chunk of ginger that I'm just peeling. I learned this trick where you peel the ginger with a spoon. Sometimes it can be oddly shaped, so it's difficult to get it with a regular peeler, vegetable peeler. So a spoon works just fine. And then I'm gonna finely mince this up. Just like all the other ingredients, you don't want a big chunk of ginger in one of your bites. Then I'm gonna take about 3 or 4 of those chili peppers. Remember, they're really spicy. And in this can, I've got some bamboo shoots. If you've never had bamboo, it doesn't really taste like anything. It's just more of a texture thing, sort of like a water chestnut, if you've ever had one of those. And of course, I've got lots of garlic. We love garlic over here. Now I'm gonna take some shrimp. I have some frozen pre-cooked shrimp that I'm using here, but you can use fresh raw shrimp if you'd like. It just may take a little longer to cook. So like I said in the beginning, we're making 3 different types of dumplings. On the left, I'm making more of a pot sticker. In the middle is a traditional pork shumai, pork and shrimp shumai. And then on the right bowl, I'm going to be making some fried wontons with that one. So each of these bowls I'm seasoning with some soy sauce. And in the pot sticker one, I'm gonna throw some sesame oil in. Also the wontons. The wonton and the pot sticker mix are almost identical. And in the wonton, I'm gonna add a little bit of sugar and some Chinese cooking wine. Each get a good sprinkle of salt. And for the wontons, I'm going to add a little bit of white pepper. A little bit of different spice flavor. I have some of this garlic chili sauce. And it's time to mix. You could use a wooden spoon for this, but who wants some extra dirty dishes? Your hands work just fine. So as I was mixing that bowl, I noticed it was a little wet for what I wanted, so I'm adding a little bit of cornstarch just to absorb some of that moisture coming from all those veggies and the pork mince. You don't want your mixture too wet, otherwise you're gonna have a soggy wrapper, dumpling wrapper. Alright, it's time to roll on. So the first one is just a traditional pork and shrimp shumai. I'd taken these circular wonton wrappers you can buy in the refrigerated section of your supermarket. And I'm just wiping the outside with a little bit of water. That helps the dumpling wrapper stick to itself. And I'm just continuing to cup the filling with that round wrapper and pushing in the edges, and you can see I get this weird shape. One more time, I put some filling in, dab some water around the edges, and then begin to cup those ingredients in the wrapper. They don't have to look perfect. You know, we're just doing this at home during quarantine time. Who cares what they look like as long as they taste good? And there you have the whole plate all done. Next, we're gonna do the pot stickers. So I have that same wonton wrapper. I'm just gonna throw some filling in and wipe water along the edges, just as I did before. And instead of cupping those ingredients, we're actually gonna fold the edges end to end, kind of like a enclosed taco. Be careful not to put too much filling in, otherwise you're not going to be able to close the whole wrapper. You can see I'm struggling a little bit, put a little too much filling in this one. And they'll look like that at the end. And finally, we are doing the fried wontons. So I have this square wonton wrapper, and I'm gonna put a little bit of filling in. Same process, wipe water along the edge. And for this one, it's a little bit of a weird fold. So you're gonna bring the corners together and pinch it off. So you have this rectangular pocket filled with your meat. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the bottom right corner and the bottom left corner and fold those together. And you get that cool little wonton shape. Just like those. Ready for the fryer. So before we cook those dumplings up, I'm just going to make two different sauces. So this first sauce is kind of like a sweet umami sauce. So I have some apricot jam, and I'm gonna add a little bit of rice wine vinegar and some soy sauce. Now for the second sauce, it's kind of a more traditional Chinese dumpling sauce. So first you're going to dissolve some sugar in warm water. And then to that you're going to add some soy sauce, some rice wine vinegar, and some sort of chili oil. Anything you'd like. So I got this at our Asian supermarket near us. And you can't forget some garlic. And then I finished this sauce off with a little bit of sesame oil. Finally, we are ready to cook the dumplings. So first is these traditional pork shumai. So I don't have a bamboo steamer, but that would be ideal. I just have these metal steamers. So you can see I put a few leaves of Napa cabbage on the bottom of these metal steamers so that the wrappers don't stick to the metal. I've learned that from experience in the past. And these need just about 6 or 7 minutes to cook. Next, I'm going to start up these fried wontons. So I'm throwing these in my little deep fryer I have. And then I do a little something strange here where I put the fry basket on top of these wontons to keep them fully submerged. And they're just about done when they start to float. You can see that. My only regret with these is I should have had cleaner oil to fry them in. You can see there's some like burnt crumbs all over them. That's just from my dirty oil. But they don't look too bad. And finally, with the pot stickers, we're going to pan fry these and then steam them to finish them off. So you can see I put some olive oil in a fry pan and I'm just laying these flat side down. And you're going to want to fry these till they are a nice golden brown on that bottom side. Once the bottoms are to the color of your liking, I'm going to splash in some water and then cover the pan up so that the filling can completely cook through. And there they are done. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a clip of me trying these dumplings. This was actually the first video I ever tried filming, so I was just trying to get used to things. I didn't even think about it. But here's a picture of the presentation with all the sauces. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you all next time. Bye-bye.